chat box से attendance. Now give your attendance in the chat box, name and roll number. It will stored in a separate file. Now I would like to share my lecture slide. Okay, this is visible to all of you. Okay, it is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Today we will discuss about the digital image processing, image segmentation on the frequency domain. Yesterday we have discussed about the image enhancement in spatial domain. Spatial domain means directly you can fetch the pixel value, then you manipulate and again you store. Then this modified image will be the maybe a or sharpening, smoothing and sharpening of the image. So now we will discuss about the filtering in the frequency domain. So this lecture will look at the image enhancement in the frequency domain. Jean Baptiste Joseph Fourier, a very famous name. Then this is the inventor of Fourier series, and Fourier transform has been used nowadays in all the transmission domain. An image processing in the frequency domain we can do using some Fourier transform and other transformation technique. And there are two approach. One is called the image smoothing, means your image can be smooth when you apply some frequency technique. And another is the reverse of the smoothing, what is called the image sharpening. And yesterday we have discussed on the spatial domain. Image smoothing means nothing but the averaging, integration, and image sharpening nothing but the derivative or differentiation, grad square, Laplacian. So these are the image sharpening and image smoothing. So grad and frequency, what is called a spatial domain differentiation, and that is for the image sharpening, and for averaging, mean. So this is for the image smoothing. So that was the spatial domain when the pixel has been directly manipulated. But here today we will discuss about the frequency domain and using some Fourier and others technique. So before that, we just discuss, just try to share some views about the Jean Baptiste Joseph Fourier. So this Fourier technique has been developed by this person. These are the so Fourier was born in Auxerre, France in 1768, and most famous for his work La théorie analytique de la cellule, it is written in the French and published in the 1822 and translated into English in 1878, near about after 50 years, the analytic theory of heat. So first he published in 1822, and after 50 years, 56 years, after 56 years, the analytic theory of heat has been translated into English, and nobody paid much attention when the work was first published. But one of the most important mathematical theories nowadays in the modern engineering, that is the Fourier transform. So very path-breaking development, path-breaking innovation, that is Fourier transform. Now all the transmission area, this Fourier series has been used. Now, what is the big issue about this Fourier? What is Fourier? Why it is very important nowadays? See, try to understand that any function that periodically repeats itself can be expressed as a sum of sine or cosine of the different frequencies, each multiplied by a different coefficient. This is nothing but the Fourier series. Fourier series is the any function that periodically repeats. On the right hand side, see, this is a function, it is periodically repeats. So this is 0, then some positive value, then some negative value, again 0, then positive, negative, again 0. So this is repetition. These signals above of this is also some repetition. It means after a certain time it complete a complete cycle and it repeats and on. So these are the repetition. So any function which repeat periodically, we can express this function as a sine and cosine of different frequency. Frequency means if the signal there the frequency it is one complete signal. This is only one complete. So with the time the number of frequencies will be different. This is also different. So this depends on the coefficient. So this big idea has been proposed by the Fourier series. So before that 1982 no one understand that how it can be possible, how this signal can be represented mathematically. But 1982 Baptiste Fourier he just developed this theory that it can be represented by the sine and cosine. So notice that how we get the closure and closure of the original function as we add more and more frequencies. Suppose in the first figure there is only one repetition. When you add two repetition, then again there are three repetition. Then when the frequency has been increased, then the signal will quite nearer to the original signal. Suppose this is original signal, this is the original signal. When you add the frequency, then the signal will come closer to the original signal. So this is the main idea. If you add the frequency, means higher frequencies functions can represent the original signal more closer. So this idea can be developed that has been developed by the Fourier. So this is some results of that. Now we come to this mathematical term. What is this Fourier? The discrete Fourier transform of f of xy. F of xy is a function of x and y, that is nothing but the two-dimensional matrix also x and y. So some value x and y value, x is from 0 to m minus 1 and y equals to 0 to n minus 1 and denoted by the f of uv. So see, first one is the f of xy, second one is the f of uv. So xy and uv, these are the different coordinate system. First one is the xy coordinate system and it has been converted into the f of uv, that is uv coordinate system, by the equation f of uv equals to x equals to summation 0 to n minus 1, y equals to 0 to n minus 1, f of xy and e to the power minus j 2 pi ux by m plus vy by n. So this is the transformation. If you use this x and y value from 0 to n minus 1, then some e to the power this value has been calculated, and if you put the f of xy value here, then it will be sum all this value and we get the Fourier f of uv. So we just transform from xy coordinate to the uv coordinate using this equation, and this is called the discrete Fourier based on the xy and uv coordinate, where xy belong to the 0 to m minus 1 and y 0 to n minus 1. So and also again u also belong to 0 to n minus 1 and v 0 to n minus 1. So if you take an image of m in dimension, then this xy will be transferred into uv. So some value of xy has been converted into the uv using this function. Now question is why we will do this, or what is the main motivation of doing this. If you convert this xy to the uv coordinate, then a basic pattern will be represented, and based on this pattern you can manipulate some data, change some data, and after that if you inverse this Fourier, then again we get the original image, but some portion has been manipulated when you manipulated the UV coordinate. So basically xy to UV translation, this is called the transformation Fourier transform, and these are the main function of the Fourier transform. Now what will be the result for this Fourier transform? See the result. This is the result when uh, discrete Fourier of two-dimensional image can be visualized by showing the spectrum of the image component frequencies. Suppose this is your original image, only there are some higher values, means some white and others are black. If we apply the discrete Fourier transform on this image, then we can get this type of pattern. See on the center it is 0 0, but originally we have taken 0 0 at the top left corner. So now center, the top left corner, it has been converted into the center, and for the center there is a U on the bottom, and V is the horizontal, and there is some pattern, that is some values which is higher, then some lower and higher. So there is a particular pattern has been observed when we use the discrete Fourier transform. This is the visualization by your open eyes. What will happen if we use the discrete Fourier, and this type of image has been generated. Now see the result. Now consider another image. This is one scanning electron microscope image of an integrated circuit, and this has been magnified by discrete Fourier transform. If you use the discrete Fourier transform, then Fourier spectrum of the image will be this one. So this Fourier transform image or frequency image, from this image you cannot say that the original was this image, but we can apply another filtering technique, other technique also. I'll coming to that point. Now this Fourier can be reversible, so we can use the inverse discrete Fourier transform which is given below by using this equation. The previously it was the xy to uv. Now if we apply uv from uv to xy, means reverse, that is called the inverse. So what will happen? The f of xy equals to 1 by m by n, and by m into n equals to 0 to m minus 1, v equals to 0 to n minus 1, f of uv I to the power j 2 pi ux by m and vy by n. So this is the equation where we can get some xy value from the uv coordinate. So this is the inverse, and it is very important because if we do not apply the inverse, then you cannot find the original image. So from the frequency image, it is not possible to visualize by the our human visual system. So this Fourier and inverse Fourier both are the complement to each other. So if you apply the Fourier, then obviously you have to apply the inverse after modification. So this is the equation of the inverse Fourier transform. Now what we have done in this Fourier, using this Fourier we can filter the image. And what do you have filtering of the image? Image filtering means you have to remove some unwanted signals or unwanted things which is belong into the image. We have to remove this one. So how can it possible? See, in here in this section we just try to smooth the image, and we try to sharp the image using the Fourier transform, basically in the frequency domain. So what will be that? First one, compute the f of uv on this figure. The left hand side, see f of xy is the input image. We just give the input image. Now we have to pre-process the image. So many pre-processing technique are there. Means pre-processing means just process the image which is required or not, or the size of the image. We can change or modify the size of the image. So that type of modification can be done in this section, which is called the preprocessing. And after preprocessing, the we apply the Fourier transform. So the compute the f of uv, discrete Fourier transform of the image. So Fourier transform we apply, then we get the f of uv. Okay, so we get the f of uv here after applying the Fourier transform on the image. Then on the f, with the f of uv, we apply the filter function h of uv. So multiply the f of uv by a filter function h of uv. So this multiplication has been done in this section. So now question is, what is h of uv? The h of uv is the filter function, because we try to filter the image. Filter means smoothing or sharpening. We try to smooth the image or try to sharpen the image, and then compute the inverse Fourier transform. After filtering, this function will take the responsibility of smoothing or sharpening, and after that we use the inverse Fourier transform, and then we process the image, that's called post processing. Then our output gxy has been generated. So this is the process of image uh, filtering using frequency domain. And here we can do the two type of filtering, two area of filtering, that is called the low pass filtering and high pass filtering. Low pass filtering, when we apply, then our image will be smooth, and when high pass filtering will be applied, then our image will be sharp. So what is similar to the spatial domain, low pass filtering is similar to the averaging, and high pass filtering similar to the differentiation, or some grad function, where the sharpening has been done, and low pass filtering for the smoothing has been done. So these two filtering can be used for the frequency domain filtering. When you apply the smoothing, then our image will be blur. This is the result. And when we apply some sharpening, then our image will be more sharp, and some higher, the prominent, it will be quite prominent from the previous. Now first one is the smoothing frequency domain filtering. So for the smoothing, we have to use the low pass filter. Low pass filter means only pass the low frequencies and drop the high one. This is called the low pass frequency. Low pass filter means you pass the low frequency and drop the high one. Okay. Now ideal low pass filter. This is a first one, what is called the ideal low pass filter. Simply cut off the high frequencies component that are a specified distance d0 from the origin of the transform. That is, you cut off all this low frequency, all the high frequency image. Pass the low frequency. This is a low pass filter, means you pass the low part. High frequency are belonging to the center. So if we apply this way, say U and V, and these are the center H of UV. Now for this center, we can cut this. See in this figure, the center is 0 0, belonging to the middle of this image. Then from the 0 0, certain distance, say d0, a d0 distance, this d0 distance you cut, and we just convert into the higher value 1. So what means, you cut off the higher frequency from the origin of the transform 0, from 0 0 to certain distance d0, you cut this portion and put the value as a higher, that is 1, and other as it is 0. So changing this distance changes the behavior of the filter. Suppose this d0, this is a d0 distance. If we apply some d0 is a certain more, then again different type of filtering will be done. So this is a low pass filter. That means what? From the center, after applying the discrete Fourier transform, Then from the center you can cut some distance d0, and then this d0 is equal to depends on the filtering behavior of the filtering. If the d0 is small, then small part will be smoothing, smoothing will be low. If the d0 is higher, then smoothing will be higher. So that type of operation can be done by low pass filter. And based on the low pass filter, there are three types of low pass filter. One is called the ideal low pass filter. What is the ideal low pass filter? Ideal low pass filter is that the H of UV, the function H of UV. What is H of UV? H of UV are filtering function. This filtering function will be 1 if the distance of DUV is less than D0. Means it is less than D0, then the value of HUV equals to 1, otherwise it is 0. And what is the distance? Distance nothing but the Euclidean distance. So from these cases, see the low pass filter of this different result. Suppose this is our original image, and from this original image, if we apply the distance radius 5, then this is very this is the center, the radius 5, then 15, then 30, then 80, then 230. So these are the radius you can apply. So when you apply this is the original image. After applying the low pass filter discrete Fourier transform, this image will be generated. Then from the center, if you take the radius of 5, then what will happen? From the radius of 5 means from radius of 5 you uh, okay, see, from the radius of 5, yeah, ball pen. Yeah, from the radius of 5, when you take this distance from 0 to 5, then see for 5 distance you cut off this frequencies and put the frequency value 1. Then one type of filtering has been done, that is the image will be smooth. And in this way 5, 15, 13, 20 to 30 up to this one you can do that. So that see the result. This is the original image, and this is our radius of filtering. And after this, see the result. Just check the pointer in color. We can take it. Okay, yeah, and pointer. Yeah, see. This is for original. This is for original image. This is original. This is when we use some radius 5. That is only the small portion we can cut, and then our image has been more smooth than the other. And when we cut the 15 radius, then this is the result of smoothing. This is the result of smoothing for 30 radius. And when the 230 radius, but this is quite similar to the original image. So no filtering has been done. So if you try to filter more, means if you try to smooth more, means it is blur more, then we have to cut the smaller portion of this low pass filter, means only this low portion will be this portion will be pass, and other will be cut off. So that's why it is when we take the 230, then it will be quite similar. So these are the quite similar to this original. So this is the low pass filter technique, and see the result for radius 5, radius 15, like this. Now another low pass filter is called the Butterworth low pass filter. Now here only we have to see the H function. This is the H function we have to see. The transfer function of the Butterworth filter, or the name of the scientist Butterworth, one of the name of the scientist. He developed this one. We just calculate this H of UV. If we put the H of UV equals to 1 by 1 plus, duv by d0 to the power 2n. Then based on this value of n, when the n value 1, then this function will be like this. Huh? When the n value 2, the function will be quite steeper. Then when value 3, and more steeper. So in this way, you can observe that for different n value, we can get the different filtering function. And what will the original figure when this type of filtering has been applied? Now, when you apply the Fourier transform using some n value, see there is no sharp border in this area. It is quite smooth on this function, and for this smoothness can be done due to this slope of this function. So, for this slopeness, we have observed that our image will be smooth, but not the prominent line will be appear during the smoothness. So this is the Butterworth low pass filter. You can get the one example here. The same thing when we apply for the radius 5 and radius 15 and radius to 30, and we have observed that the smoothness here quite better than the others. On the low pass filter, ideal low pass filter, it was not so much smooth, but here the smoothness is very prominent. So in this way we can get the low pass filter using this Butterworth low pass filter technique frequency domain. So these are the result of Butterworth. Now another is called the Gaussian low pass filter. All are low pass filter, different type, ideal, ideal, wait, yes. This is the ideal, this is a Gaussian low pass filter. The transfer function of a Gaussian low pass filter is defined as h of u equals to the power minus d square uv by 2 d0 whole square. See again, for the different d value, if the d0 is 10, then on steeper line 20 and the steeper 40, 30 and d0 is 100. So this is not much steeper than the d0, so 10. So again, this function appear as a smooth line. On the center is a higher part and other is a. So this is the different three types of low pass filter, and depending on this only the equation h of uv equals to e to the power minus. These are the another function Gaussian, and previously it was the Butterworth and ideal. So these three function can be used, and these are the result of the these are the result of the Gaussian low pass filter. And if you compare these three, ideal, Gaussian and Butterworth, then what we see? These are the results. See, this is the result. This one for the radius of 15 when you use the ideal low pass filter, and this is the in color red. This is the Butterworth filter when the order 2 and 15 radius, and another is the Gaussian filter with radius 15, and we see there's 3. This is the Gaussian is more smooth. I mean it observes that it is better, smoothness is observed better in here on the Gaussian. So these are the basic difference, and then application where it can be used. This type of smoothness where it can be used. See in the text. Suppose we have some text. Okay. Okay. Am I audible to you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So this is a low pass Gaussian filter, the example of this low pass Gaussian filter. So what is the application? Suppose our government has announced that we try to uh, uh, digitize all the postal letters and others, or any historical data, or any computer on a written handwritten text or others. Now when the government announced that we try to digitize, means we can store the data digitally, not the scanning, we can digitally store, means our system will scan and convert to the OCR text. Now what will happen when the program will test some letter? Suppose this example is here. This is EA, year. So in the year, this is basically E and this is A. How the computer will test this is E or this is A? Because see, there is some cut mark in this pixel value of so there is some cutting point, this is also another cutting, this is also another cutting, this is another cutting. So when these four cuts are there in the E, for the E we can observe, okay, this is E. But if there are some cut portion in this image, then computer automatically cannot recognize this E, because there are some cut point, so he cannot say this is E. Again, also for the A, there is another cut point. This is the, there is no pixel, no values are there. This is no values are there in the point pixel. So computer automatically during the recognition, if some breakpoints are there, there is no continuous point, then image this value cannot be understand or cannot be generated or converted to the automatic value, automatic text by A, because there are some cut points. So during the recognition, our any OCR system cannot directly put this E or A, because so many break points are there in between E and A. Now what will happen if we apply the Lupus filter on this image, then this cut point has been joined. See, there are 2-3 cut points, but all these are the joined with the E. And again for A, it is all the points has been joined. So when the points has been joined, then our OCR system can recognize this is E and this is A, but which was previously was not possible by recognized by our OCR system, because these are prominent and there are cut points. So for this cut point, it is not correctly say that this is A or E, but here for smoothing we can do that. So this is the one, the application of Lupus filter. So there are so many areas are there where we can apply this Lupus filter for our specific application to solve the problem. So this this is the technique, Lupus filter. Another is that to remove the lines on these blemishes of the eyes in the photograph. So there is some break points on this eye. So for remove this portion, we can apply the smoothness for the Photoshop and other application also. And another and another different technique also there, by which we can apply this Lupus filter and can solve the different problem on the images. Now the sharpening or sharpening means the opposite of the low pass filter, that is called high pass frequency. So you can pass the high pass frequency and drop the low pass. This is called the sharpening. So when the edges and fine details in the image are associated with the high frequency component, then we can only pass the high pass for the high pass filters, only the pass the high frequency and drop the low one. So the high pass frequencies are precisely the reverse of the low pass frequency. So what is this high pass frequency? H of HP, that is called H of high pass frequency. This equals to 1 minus H of low pass frequency. So 1 minus, that means the reverse of this low pass filters. Low pass filters means only the low frequency, pass the low frequency, but here we have to pass the high frequency. So high frequency is the 1 minus low pass frequency. And what will happen for the high pass frequency? The high pass filter, here the higher frequencies means the image will be more sharp than the original one. And what is the mathematical term? You have to remember ideal, Butterworth, and Gaussian. So that was the low pass filter. For case of high pass filter on the ideal, it is the opposite. That is which is between the 0 to du minus 1. Then it will be 0, and other is a 1. So this is the technique. On the center part, you can place the 0 between the distance d0. This is the graphical views from d0 to d0. This part we have put this part, this is the 0, and after d0 the value will be high, that is 1. So this is 1. So this is a one type of ideal high pass filter. And for this application our image will be sharp. So this is the original image. First one is the original image. This is the original image, and this is for ideal high pass filter of d0 15. This is 30, and this is 80. And I see that when the d0 is lower, then we can get the better image, and when d0 is 80, the sharpness will be more sharp than the d0 is 15. So sharpness has been increased when the d0 has been increased, and this is a ideal high pass. Another is the same, is the opposite of the Butterworth high pass filter. This is the opposite of the low pass, Butterworth low pass. So only the difference is that you have to remember to the function of this. H of uv equals to 1 plus d0 by duv up to n. So this is the function of this high pass filter, Butterworth. And for the graphical representation is shown here. This is d0, h0, and depending on the smooth, the center is dark and other is white, and there is some smoothness is there in between dark and brightness. And for this application, again we can get the sharpened image or using the Butterworth low pass filter. And another is called the Gaussian, same, which was the low pass filter Gaussian, it is the high pass filter. So only this equation has been changed. So we have to observe this equation, both are equation have to keep, remember to mind. That is, this is for the Gaussian high pass. So it is 1 minus e to the power minus d0 by uv by 2d0. Just you can keep the difference between low pass and high pass. The function is quite plus minus and some difference is there. But this is also again the smoothness has been observed in these images. The filtering has been done. That is, this is a high pass filter, so naturally we get the sharp image. So this is also image sharpening. And if you compare these three, see, this is 3, these are the high pass filter comparison. This is the ideal high pass filter of 15. This is the Butterworth high pass filter for 15. So these 3 are the high pass filter. One is called the ideal, one is the Butterworth, and one is the Gaussian. So but all these high pass and low pass, both are the work on the frequency domain. That means you have to convert into the discrete Fourier, then apply the HOV, then after application you get the filtering, means smoothing or sharpening of this image. Okay. And one application is there. Suppose we have taken one image, a chest X-ray, but it is quite dark, not visible, not identified by the doctors. What is the problems are there in the ribs? Now we can apply this high pass filtering. First we apply the high pass filtering result, but this is not also again visualized. Then we emphasize the high pass filtering result, but also again it is not visualized. And after the histogram equalization, we can get the clear, you can see the clear pictures of this reef values. Okay, so this is the result, this is the application of the high pass filter. And also in the Laplacian in the frequency domain we can use another application is there. This is original image, this is Laplacian, this is Laplacian image scale and also. Okay, so this is Fourier, okay, nothing is there. Have you any question? Do you have any question on this high pass and low pass filter? And it may be uh, uh, you have to prepare for the exam that high pass and low pass filter of different type and their mathematical function and what the advantage and disadvantage of this high pass and low pass filter. Okay. If you have any question, then you can ask or you can write into the chat box. No question? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any question, then you can ask. Next day, we'll discuss about the segmentation. Another 2 3 classes will taken, that is morphology, segmentation, recognition, like this. Okay, this is the filtering part has been over. Then next day we will discuss about the segmentation of the images and different type of segmentation and thresholding also we'll discuss. Okay. Okay, thank you. If you have any question, then you can ask. Otherwise, we can leave. Thank you.